Welcome to the channel. I teach CAT Computer Application Technology for grade 10 to 12, where we break down past exam papers so you can understand how questions are asked and how to answer them effectively. If you want to pass your exams with confidence, watch this video.
In this video, we are going to go through the DBE question paper, November 2022. It is out of 150 and you are given 3 hours to complete this paper. Usually, this kind of question paper would consist of 7 questions. Question 1 and 2 would be your word processing. Question 3 and 4, spreadsheet. Question 5 will be database. Question 6, web design, HTML. Question 7 will be your general questions. Usually, it is a combination of word processing, spreadsheet, and database. So, to follow along, I have provided you with the data files along with the question paper. Just click the link below and it will direct you to where you can download the files. When we scroll down, you would see that all the files are provided in order for us to answer the questions. For those who do not know, with computer application technology, the practical subject, they gave us the files and the instructions, which is the question paper. And we need to modify the files by following these instructions. I have divided my screen into two. On the left-hand side, we have our data file, and on the right-hand side, we have the question paper. So the first thing that we need to do, we need to open one tourism word processing document, which is an extract of the tourism report from KwaZulu-Natal. The data file that I have provided for you, you just need to first open the one tourism data file, which is a Word document. As you can see on the screen, I have opened it. It's on your left-hand side of the screen. Question 1.1 says, change the font of the text extract from report to small caps. We need to first understand the question. The question says we need to look for the text that is called extract from report. And then we need to change it to small caps. To do that, we've already found it. We're going to select it. We're going to go to our Home tab. Then we're going to go to our font group. We're going to select or click the small launcher arrow in the bottom right corner, or you can just say Control D, and then the advanced font dialog box will open. Then we're going to go to Effects, and then we're going to make sure the small caps, it is selected. So with me, it's already selected. If it's not selected with you, you just click on it and then just to select it. And then we're going to click OK. Then we're moving on to 1.2. 1.2 says apply a text fill effect to the WordArt text KwaZulu-Natal tourism as follows. Rectangular type gradient fill, first gradient stop at the 60% position. We first need to also understand the question. The question says we need to look for the WordArt called KwaZulu-Natal tourism. As you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, we have found it, KwaZulu-Natal tourism. And then now we need to play around with it and change it to a rectangular type gradient fill. And then the settings should be first gradient stop at 60% position. So we're going to select our gradient, our WordArt. Immediately when we select it, the shape format tab, it's going to be open, and then we're going to click on it. And then we're going to go to WordArt style group. And then we're going to look at the text fill. Going to go to gradient. And then we're going to go to more, where it says more gradient. And then on the right hand side, the format shape dialog box will open as well. And then it says that we need to change it to a gradient fill. So where it says text fill, select gradient fill. And then the type of the gradient fill, it needs to be a rectangular. So we're going to go to type and then change it to rectangular. And then it says our gradient stop should be 60% position, and it needs to be the first gradient stop. So we're going to go to our gradient stop, select the first gradient stop, and then the position needs to be 60%. If you can look at the left hand side of the screen, you would see that it's like the formatting, it's going to change 60%. As you can see, it has changed. Question 1.3 says modify the style named Showcasting so that all the subheading will display as shown below. So your subheading should have a 0.1 with a dot on it. So we need to modify it. You can't just type 0.1. You need to use some sort of formatting in order to do that. So we're going to select our text. We're going to go to our Home tab. And then inside the style group, you're going to click the arrow or the styles tab. And then where it says Showcasting, you're going to right click on it. And then you're going to choose modify. Then afterwards, you're going to scroll down, and when you see the format button, you click on it. And then we're going to go to numbering. The reason why we're going to numbering, we want it to number as they have told us, 0.1 with a dot. Okay, gonna choose numbering. Okay, if you don't see the formatting of 0.1, you would need to do it manually. So to do that, you're going to go to define new numbering format. And then here, you would choose number style. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. Number style. And then here it is. Make sure that the number formatting says 0.1. And then you're going to click OK. And then you're going to click OK here. And then, and then we need to change it to all caps. We're going to go to format again. And then we're going to choose font. And then we're going to choose all caps. If it's not in all caps, and then we are going to choose all caps. And then we're going to say, OK. There you go. As you can see, our numbering format has been shown below. 1.4 says, find the citations in the third paragraph that refers to the Department of Statistics South Africa. So we're going to go and look for this citation, Department Statistics South Africa, in the third paragraph, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Department Statistics South Africa. Then they're saying that we should convert the citation to a static text, meaning we should remove the citation and change it into a normal text. So we have located it, and when click, it will show a gray shading border box indicating it is an active field. So immediately when you click on it, it's going to change grayish to indicate that is a citation. And then we're going to click the arrow here in the citation option. And then we're going to click the one that says convert citation to static text. Okay, so immediately when you have clicked that, the citation will be removed. Question 1.5 says, find the text question 1.5 and replace it with the circle relationship SmartArt graphic as shown below, and then format the font size of the text tourism to 14 pt. As you can see, it says SmartArt, not WordArt. You need to pay attention to this. So to do that, we're going to scroll down and look for question 1.5. Here we go. It's the one that is highlighted in green. So we're going to select it and delete it. Okay. And then press enter. Make sure that your cursor key is right there where the question 1.5 was. and then we're going to go to Insert tab. And then inside Illustration Group, we're going to look for SmartArt. Okay, we're going to click on it. And then we're going to look for the one that says Relationship. Okay, and then we're going to look for the one that says Circle Relationship. We're going to click on it, and then we're going to click OK. Okay, immediately your SmartArt will be inserted, and then now we need to change the text. The first one is the big one. Okay, we're going to type in tourism. And then this one is the one on the left, the circle. Okay, it says employment. And then this one on the right, it's this one, obviously, transport. Okay, so as you can see, according to the question, there's an extra circle. So to insert that, we're just going to click enter, and then a new circle will be inserted. And this is what we call food. Okay, then they're saying, okay, and then you're going to close the dialog box, and then they're saying format the font size of the text tourism to 14 pt. So we're going to format this one to 14 pt. So we're going to make sure that we select it. We're going to go to Home tab. Then we're going to change it to 14. Okay. (14 pt). There you go. So now you're done with question 1.5. Question 1.6 says, find and replace all occurrences of exact words, tourism, with highlighted words, tourism. So they're saying find exactly the words tourism and highlight them. So to do that, the first thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to look for our highlighted color. I've already highlighted all the tourism words. So we're going to go to font group inside Home tab, and then you're going to click text highlighting color, and then you're going to choose any color that you like. I've chosen pink. And then afterwards, we're going to go to the editing group. We're going to go and find the words tourism. Then you're going to type tourism here, and then they're going to appear here. And then after that, as you can see, when you have found them, they are highlighted automatically. Then you're going to go to replace. We already found tourism. We are going to be replacing it with tourism. Then you need to make sure that you select find whole words. Then you're going to go to replace, and then you click format and then highlight, because they've told us that we need to highlight the word tourism. And then you're going to click replace all, and then you're going to say okay, and you're going to close the dialog box. All the words have been highlighted. Question 1.7 says find the text that starts with public relation and ends with effects of pandemic, and do the following. Place the text in 2 columns. Change the page orientation of only this text to landscape. So the first thing that we are going to be doing is we would need to find the text, the one that starts with public relation and ends with the effects of pandemic. I've already done it, but I've already found it. If you can't find it, you just need to go to the editing group and then go and find tab and copy and paste this public relation and then it's going to direct you to this paragraph. Then what's going to happen is you're going to select it, all of it. Then now we need to create a page break. The reason why we're creating a page break, it is because we want, when we do the page orientation and we change it to landscape, it would only change that specific page, not all the page. So to do that, we're going to go to Layout tab, and then inside Page Setup, we're going to go to Breaks, And then where it says section breaks, we're going to choose next page. Immediately after this, the whole paragraph is going to go to the next page. Now what happened is we're going to go to page setup. We're going to go to this page setup launcher, and it's going to open this page setup dialog box. We're going to choose landscape. Then afterwards, please make sure that you apply to this section, and then you're going to click OK. Let me just put it on full screen so that you can see what happened. As you can see, this page is landscape. Then the other question says we need to create a column. Make sure that your cursor key is next to like the first on the left hand side, public relation. So we're going to go to page setup. Then we're going to create 2 columns. As you can see, we have created 2 columns. Question 1.8 says find the heading pandemic and mark it as index entry and add a sub entry called COVID to this main index entry. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking for this heading called pandemic. I'm just going to copy it and go to the home tab inside editing group. We're just going to find the word pandemic. As you can see, it's there. And then we have found pandemic. Then the question says, after finding pandemic, we need to mark it as an index entry. So to do that, we're going to go to reference tab. And then in the index group, we are going to click on mark entry, or you can just say Alt plus Shift plus X. And then the word pandemic will be auto-populated into the main entry box field. Then we're going to click into sub-entry box field and type COVID. And then we're going to click mark. And then afterwards, we're going to close it. As you can see, we have created an index and a sub entry. Question 1.9 says insert a bibliography in the Harvard Anglia bibliography style below the text question 1.9. So the first thing we're going to go and look for, question 1.9. Here it is. And then they say below the text. We're just going to put our cursor key below the question 1.9. Then now they say insert a bibliography in the Harvard Anglia bibliography style. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be going to the reference tab. Then inside citation and bibliography tab, we're going to choose where it says style, click the arrow. And then we're going to look for Harvard Anglia. There you go. Then we're going to go to bibliography. And then I'm just going to choose the first bibliography. You can insert a bibliography, but for now, I'm going to use this one. This is how we do it. Question 1.10 says, insert an index below the text. Question 1.10, so that the page numbers will be right aligned with the solid line tab leader. So what we're going to be doing is the first thing we're going to look for question 1.10. Just going to scroll down. There it is. And then they say below text question 1.10. So we're going to place our cursor key below question 1.10. Then they say insert an index below it, right? So that the page numbers will be right aligned with solid line tab leader. The nice thing about CAT is that they tell you what to do. The only thing that you need to do is you need to figure out how to do it. But usually they give you the guidelines. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to go to the reference tab.
And then inside the index group, we're going to click the insert index. And then as the question says, will be right aligned, we're going to choose right aligned page. Then they've told us that with solid line tab leaders. So we're going to go to tab leader, and then we're going to look for a solid line. Then afterwards, we are going to be clicking OK. And then here you go.